We are live on YouTube, and we will be live on Twitter here in a second. Perfect. And now we can go ahead and get our screen share in. Chewy says, "I know what size I am, not sure what shape." Shapes are forever changing. I think, after the age of probably, about 21, the size doesn't change too much, but shapes are ever changing, aren't they, Chewy? All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. The rundown for today: Simulcast is coming to mobile, and so are other live creator tools. I saw Lakers Av mentioned screen share from mobile. Not quite yet as a part of this creator studio coming to mobile, but certainly something that we're looking at. So Simulcast is coming to mobile, as well as some other creator live tooling. Playback swag trivia. That's right. You guys liked it so much last week that we're gonna run it back. We will be doing another trivia portion. I will save what the giveaway is for trivia until we get to that section. So a little bit of a tease to maybe hopefully keep you guys retained here in this stream. And then, as always, we will close this off with an AMA where, again, I will answer any of your questions as long as you keep them respectful, which you guys always do, which I appreciate. I appreciate all of you, my twop gods. So, for our normal segments every week, and I need to start this with an apology and a shout out to my guy Chewy, who called this out. I wasn't in our community when I was looking for clips for last week. So that was my bad. I was surprised. I was like, man, no one's posted a clip in here in so long. I was looking in the wrong place. So that's on me. I got back into the right place. Again, shouts out Chewy for sending me that DM on Discord, like, hey, I think you were looking in the wrong place. You are absolutely right. So I got to look in the correct place this time. And the clip of the week goes to Lakers Av. The title of the clip is Tyler Glasnow was in mad scientist mode today. I believe Lakers Av had a bit of a wager placed on some Tyler Glasnow props. So let's go ahead and run the clip.
List for Tyler Glasnow. Yeah, and only 2 earned runs. A 2-2 pitch. Just misses.
It's the hardest pitch to get called for a strike, and especially for a strikeout. That inside fastball, one that comes back a little bit, just grazes the strike zone because it's inside for so long, and umpires sometimes give up on it.
Here's the payoff. Got him! 12 Ks for Tyler Glasnow.
12 strikeouts. Sheesh.
Stand and stretch. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Sit and Sleep. SoCal's most trusted mattress store.
12 Ks for that man. 12 Ks, bruh. Tyler Glasnow.
I swear, if we don't win this game with that kind of performance, then
List for Tyler Glasnow.
I gotta say, Lakers Av, pop in chat. Did the Dodgers hold on to win that game? I need to know. Did the Dodgers go on to pull off the W with Glasnow posting 12 Ks? Good to see. Good to see. So that was the clip of the week. Again, it goes to Lakers Av. Congrats, Lakers Av, for hitting all those props on Tyler Glasnow Ks. I mean, 12 Ks is quite the performance. So if you do want to be featured as the clip of the week, again, post into our Playback community on Twitter. Tag us at Watch Playback when you post those clips. And you can also be featured on the clip of the week. And Lakers Av, we are going to go ahead and get you a Playback t-shirt sent over as our clip of the week winner for this week. So please do send me an email. I will drop it here in chat. Send me an email. We will go ahead and get your Playback shirt shipped out. And let that be more motivation for all of you. We are starting to give out swag for these clips of the week. So please do continue to post those clips, post them in our Twitter community, post them all across socials, and tag us at Watch Playback. And yes, Lakers Av, you do owe Chewy a solid there. Chewy got me looking in the right place. So yeah, make sure to tag us at Watch Playback when you post those clips to socials. And again, congrats to Lakers Av. The tip of the week this week try streaming on the go. Take your room live from the mobile app. So, a couple of reasons for this. One, as you'll see during this demo, we are introducing a ton of live creator tooling to the mobile app, basically creating parity with the desktop app and the mobile app, or the desktop sort of web version and the mobile app, so that anything that you do from your desktop setup, we want to enable as much of that to be possible on the go. We know you're not always going to be at your desktop setup when news breaks or when you want to go live or when you want to hop in and collaborate with another creator. So we are bringing a lot of these tools and a lot of this functionality of Playback to our mobile app. So start trying some streams on the go, because it is going to help us continue to build the mobile features as best as we can. So as you guys start using the mobile app to go live, we can collect your feedback, features you want to see come to mobile that makes it easier to stream from mobile. And additionally, we can continue to work on our IRL streaming product. We know a lot of you are interested in IRL streaming, but don't want to buy a $10,000 streaming backpack or pay hundreds of dollars a month for IRL toolkit. So the more you guys start to test this use case with our current version of the product, the more we'll be able to service this on-the-go mobile streaming use case. So please do try streaming on the go. Take your room live from the mobile app. And a little pro tip I have for you all, a feature that already exists that a lot of people maybe don't already know. I think I've teased this on This Week on Playback before, but from your mobile app, you can long press that camera icon where you select your camera, and that will switch between your front and rear facing cameras on your phone. So you can use both your front and your rear facing cameras on your phone. The word of the week. The word of the week is football, and it's football for a different reason than you might think it's football. And I am speaking to American football here. So a lot of you want, and we do too, want the NFL and college football on Playback. And we are absolutely working to bring those live TV rights to you. Something you can do to really, get the ball moving on this and really get us moving forward on this is we want to see as much non-game content around American football as possible this season. So we're going to be, again, giving you production tools to create super highly produced streams around, debate shows, around the table sort of talks, free agency shows, trade deadline shows. We're going to give you the tools to create awesome, highly produced streams around the actual live football games. And the more content we see creators creating around free agency, trade deadlines, general conversation, live podcasts, and simulcasting those streams to other platforms, the easier it is for us and our CEO, RJ, to go ahead and finalize deals with leagues like the NFL, with networks that carry college football. So help us, help you get these live TV rights by really starting to think about, okay, outside of actually watching NFL games or college football games, what are some ways that I can use Playback's production tools to create other content around American football? So football is the word of the week. Now is definitely the time to start putting together those content schedules as football is becoming top of mind. So absolutely, football is the word of the week. With that, we can go ahead and get into our first rundown item, which is all of this functionality coming to mobile from a creator tool standpoint. So let me go ahead and fire up a segment. And send that out now. Awesome. So taking a look at what a little sneak peek at what bringing creator tooling to the mobile app might look like. So first of all, we are just looking right now at the layout view from a creator's mobile app. You can see we do have a rundown running right now. There underneath the stage view, you see, is a burger a sandwich? Is our current rundown category or topic. Then we have chat beneath that. And then we can see that we've given creators this layout option. So the layout option is going to be how you can go ahead and control your layout. So you can see right now the creator from mobile has selected 4 on stage. So we can see 4 visible stage speakers on stage. You can see also from the layout, they can control some other layout options like the media, the segment. So you can see that segment is a burger a sandwich. If they want to control the layout of that segment, they can do that from this view. clips layout, right? So being able to control all of this from your phone, we think will just make it even easier and lower barrier to entry for you guys to create the highly produced streams you want to when you want to create them, right? Without having the restriction of having to be, on amazing Wi-Fi in your sort of like in-house studio or anything like that. So what this might look like if you sort of have your, like from a pure viewing standpoint as a creator role. So if you're not making any layout adjustments or you're not, like going into your creator studio tooling, this is what your view will look like, right? So you will have a very similar view to what the users have, except of course you have the ability to still join the stage, manage the stage, all of that good stuff. Now, if you want to view not just what your room looks like, but maybe you want to see what your simulcast view looks like currently, what your landscape clipping view looks like currently, what your portrait clipping view looks like currently, we'll let creators select which view they want to see. So if you want to see what your content looks like in a vertical TikTok clipping view to make any layout changes to that, you can change that view in and of itself. Same with the landscape clipping view for platforms like YouTube or Twitter, things like that. Your simulcast view. So being able to change the layouts for basically different views that you will use is something that we wanted to give you control over. And I think our team has done an awesome job of thinking through how we can give you a great UI to be able to do that. So you can see here in this view, you can select your view. We have the room view selected right now. So that's what all of your users will be seeing while you are live in your room. But again, if you wanted to see what your simulcast view looks like to your simulcast platforms or either of your clipping views, you can do that and adjust those as well on the fly. This is what the view selector might look like from if everything's collapsed, right? So if you haven't sort of drilled down into each one of these views, but this is essentially how you can control the production elements of your stream from mobile. So this is sort of like the simplest, most streamlined view. And again, as you click these drop-down arrows, you can drill down into each one of these sections to give you more granular control over your production while you're using the mobile app. And that does include all of the Creator Live tooling that currently exists on the web app. So like your audience tooling here, you will still have your VIP pass manager, being able to manage your room subscriptions, being able to manage chat settings, right? Being able to manage your live clipping, your simulcast tool. So we will give you all of those live tooling features that you have from the web version on your mobile app. And yes, Mike, the plan is to list future tools in here as well. So again, the idea here is to have complete parity, if at all possible, between the web versions that you're going to use from your PC and the mobile app. So anything you can do from web, you should be able to do from the mobile app is the goal. We will get into questions again during the AMA portion. So you can ask me any questions about live tooling coming to mobile. One thing I actually do want to step back on that I didn't mention, and it was the actual title of the stream, so I should mention it. You'll also notice under your outputs section here, simulcast is coming to mobile as well. So I think from a live tooling standpoint, this was one of the most requested to be brought to mobile, being able to actually start simulcast to other platforms from mobile. So simulcast will be another tool that you'll be able to use from your mobile app live tooling. All right, trivia time. What are we giving away for trivia today? Trivia time. Playback swag giveaway is going to be the name of the segment here. And today, what's up, Big Rig? You did join just in time. Today, we're giving away a Playback t-shirt. It's going to be Wordmark logo. It's going to be black Wordmark logo on the front. And this is going to be our Arrow Overload edition. So on the back, you're going to have this sort of design of overlapping Playback Arrow logos. So this is what the winner is going to get. So with that, chat, get your Twitter fingers ready. because here comes the question. What role allows users of your room to join the stage whenever they want, but does not allow them to schedule, start, or end streams? Big Rig! Big Rig is the winner. That is the contributor role. Shouts out Big Rig, too, one of our regulars over at the land, and not even an owner of a playback room, I believe. So, Big Rig, your knowledge runs deep, given that you know what the roles and permissions are. Big Rig is our winner. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've already got my email address, Big Rig, but I will drop it again here in chat. Brandon at playback.tv. But the contributor role, folks, anyone you give the contributor role to will be able to join your stage whenever they want to. So if you don't want to give them basically all of the permissions you have as the room owner, so that creator role is what you want to give them if you want them to be able to start streams, end streams, schedule streams, run the room like you would. But if you don't want them to actually run the room with you, but want them to be able to hop up on stage to share their camera and mic whenever they want, the contributor role is what you give them. You can do that in your settings under roles and permissions. Shouts out Big Rig for winning the giveaway for trivia. And send me that email and I will get your shirt shipped out to you. All right, a nice short episode this week. We might be able to get you guys about 30 minutes back on your lives on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. So let's run into the AMA portion of the stream. I will take stage requests first. Of course, my room subscribers get priority. And then I will hop into chat, text chat, to start answering some questions. So hit me with those stage requests first, and we will go ahead and get into the AMA. Start the new segment. I see a stage request has rolled in. So let's get into it. My guy Victor is our first request. Your stage request has been accepted. Victor,
I got a question. About sports rights. What sports rights are you planning on doing next? Since you guys did a good job with NBA and MLB.
Great question, Victor, and thank you for the question. Don't hold me to this, is going to be the first thing I say. I'll just give you sort of like right at this moment in time, my best guess at like sort of the order we'll be able to add some things. I will say for those cricket fans out there, we are working on cricket. Will be likely specific to the India market to start as a test. But cricket has entered the fold a lot recently, and Big Rig, I know you'll be excited to hear that. Aside from cricket, obviously we're getting late. We're sort of getting into the heat of the WNBA season. I would expect us to do something with the WNBA for next season. So unfortunately, this season doesn't look like it's going to be on the docket. But for next season, the WNBA feels fairly likely, to be honest with you. And then after that, it's really us working on a network standpoint. I think ESPN is really the one we're chasing, especially with regard to ESPN Plus, because it unlocks a lot of content at the same time, right? If we are able to do a deal with ESPN and ESPN Plus. And then finally, something I've mentioned previously, we have been in talks on the sort of MMA and WWE side of things as well. So across sort of the sports, I would say that is right now how I see it playing out. Adam got picked, says NFL have any chance for this season? I think that is pretty much a no way unless something really changes here drastically. But for next season, again, the word of the week this week was football. The more content we see you guys creating around the NFL and college football, like without using the live game window, so free agency, live podcasts, roundtable talks, things like that, the more leverage we're going to have and the more bargaining power we're going to have to finalize an NFL deal ahead of next season. So while it's very unlikely that we have live game support for the NFL this season, I would still say it's a very important NFL and college football season from a content creation standpoint on Playback, because it is going to allow us to get those deals finalized ahead of next season. Great questions, Victor. Really, really appreciate it. No golf updates, Big Rig, unfortunately. You know that's That's my bread and butter. So I'm trying. We'll hopefully have some updates for you soon. We've got another stage request. Our guy Lakers Ave, winner of the clip of the week. Your request has been accepted. What's going on, Lave? Welcome back to This Week on Playback. Might need to unmute the microphone. I am also getting the Wi-Fi symbol. Go ahead and refresh your Wi-Fi for me, Lave. Maybe pull the power on that router and plug it back in. In the meantime, I'm going to go to my guy Mike Weisberg, and Lave, hit me with a request once we get that connection issue figured out. Mike, your stage request has been accepted. What's going on, my man?
Sort of the victor's question, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Next year's NBA season has new content partners, by and large. How does that impact Playback? One. And two, League Pass is going to be weird next year. And what I mean by that, for those that don't know, like with NBA 2K, normally they give out League Pass for free. Well, that didn't happen this year. I would assume it is because the rumor is Amazon has League Pass. Although that has not been officially announced yet, so don't take my word on it. How are we going to look at the content partner part of this for next season, given Playback has the NBA license, but things could be different next year?
It is a great question, so I'll go ahead and get into it. So Mike's question basically is, with the changing media landscape in the NBA, how does it affect Playback? Great question. First and foremost, our rights deal different than like a standard rights deal, right? So we're actually sort of in a different category, sort of in like a streaming rights category, if you will. So the NBA is sort of like changing media rights landscape from a contractual standpoint. We're good to go. So wanted to cover that first and foremost. No worries on that front. Now, as far as the changes to NBA League Pass are concerned, that still is a bit TBD. Obviously, we are a League Pass partnered product. So to access the NBA broadcasts on Playback, you will need a League Pass subscription. More to come on that front as we get more information from the NBA and the League Pass teams themselves, Mike. But we will certainly do our best to get broadcast access to as many users as possible, right? We're going to work with the NBA to see what we can do to get discount codes, right? To give access to folks where we can, to maybe introduce maybe some free previews like we have for the MLB. So we'll do our part to continue to give users more access, but TBD on the NBA League Pass side of things. But as far as our rights are concerned, you don't have to be concerned there. One more stage request, prop plug. Your request has been accepted.
Yo.
What's going on, prop plug? Welcome back to This Week on Playback.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me up here. I want to say what you guys are doing with the app, being able to customize the streaming, the formats. It unlocks a lot for us and for you guys, and it takes us like a step in the right direction. I had one question that I was waiting for you to touch on, because I think you mentioned it to me before. We're able to customize a lot, but I was wondering about the overlays specifically. I know we got something going on with Underdog now, and I know there's more stuff to come, but since we're able to customize those streams, is there a design part in that menu to make our display a little cooler? What's up with that?
Absolutely, and great question, prop plug. So the question was around overlays. We're sort of connecting some Playback rooms to sponsors as a pilot program, and so being able to show your sponsors on stream and things like that are going to be incredibly important, right? So in short, all of that's coming. If I do have someone on the product team in here that maybe has an ETA from a studio standpoint on overlays, that would be great. But I will say that it is coming soon. Being able to add your sponsorship overlays, and again, not only from a live standpoint in Playback, but also being able to show these overlays on your simulcast to other platforms, and then ultimately in your clips as well, if you want to have sort of like a watermarked overlay in your clips that you post to platforms like TikTok and things like that. So prop plug, absolutely something we have to introduce for you guys to be able to have that production quality that you need, right? Especially as we bring, stream sponsors, room sponsors into the fold. Great question, prop plug. Looks like that is all we have for stage requests. So let me hop into chat and see what questions we have. Victor asks NASCAR. Honestly, no update on NASCAR. I think it's been quite a while since we've engaged NASCAR, to be honest. So no updates, and quite honestly, unfortunately, Victor, no timeline for NASCAR right now. Let's ask college football. You guys started it last year, then stopped. Yeah, so we just didn't get quite enough viewership to be able to really move the needle to entice, the powers to be, that it was time to add college football to Playback. So again, with the word of the week being football, the push is going to be without having access to the live game, how can we help creators create compelling content around American football, both the NFL and college football? So really encouraging all of our creators that are interested in creating content around American football, use Playback, use the production tools we're giving you, use all of this stuff we're arming you with to create some cool American football related content that helps us then finalize those deals with the NFL, with networks that carry college football. I think that is the recipe for how we go ahead and bring these rights to you guys. I already touched on this big rig, but no golf updates as of now. Threaten the tour with Live broadcast. I have spoken to Live previously. It was a shame when they went to the CW. I think when they were just live streaming on YouTube and on their website, we had a pretty small window there where maybe we could have attacked, but they did get picked up by CW, and then now they're a Fox Sports product. So a little more hurdles to jump through, but yeah, we are in contact with Live. So maybe meant as a bit of a joke or a troll, but certainly Live Golf is one way to start to onboard golf to Playback. Let's see. Mike Weisberg, good luck in your Israeli poker game. Say what up to our guy Gil for me. Okay. Oh, Lakers app. That's right. So apologies about the stage issue. Hopefully we're able to get your connectivity figured out. The suggestion was a way to see who follows you and notifications for when mentioned. So you should actually, if you have notifications turned on for a room, every time your name is tagged in chat, you should get a push notification. So just a heads up to you guys that don't know that, if you have a room's notifications turned on, if a user tags you in that room chat, you should get a push notification on your mobile device. And then a way to see who follows you. Definitely. So I know we've added like the ability to see what rooms other users are a member of. As we get into user profiles down the road, Lakers Ave, this will be something that we will certainly take a look at. Adam's got picks on VIPs, no plan changes. Again, that's going to take us making again like this same push to get more creators using Playback as a production tool, creating more of their streams and live podcasts on Playback. That's definitely our avenue toward getting more users, more live TV broadcast access, as well as partnering with more partners, right, for content rights. Playoff Angel says F1 possibly. Yeah, on the racing front, nothing to update. So I think NASCAR F1 at their pretty preliminary stages of conversations as far as the partnership's concerned, but we will of course keep the community updated with any major advancements we make with any league or network partner for sure. And speaking to that, if you did miss it, cricket potentially coming to Playback with India as a test market first, but hopefully rolling it out to folks in the States as well as a fast follow. Game Griot says, I've been thinking about Panda/Spotlight clips. Can y'all upvote the request here? I love this, Game Griot. Thanks for dropping the request in our canny. So this link that Game Rio gave is a way for you guys to go ahead and give us product feedback. And you can also go through all of the product feedback ideas that have already been submitted and hit them with upvotes if you like them. So if you want Pandora Spotlight clips, go ahead and click on the link that Game Rio just linked here. Hit that request with an upvote. Appreciate you for putting that in our product request, Game Rio. Yeah, Big Rig. So I mentioned ESPN as one of those network partners that we're really taking a hard look at. ESPN Plus is, I would say, one of the main reasons why. I think the main reason being national broadcasts for NBA and MLB. So we can sort of put a nice bow on those products and support all of those streams to the best of our ability. But then also, yeah, the ESPN Plus stuff would be absolutely huge to add. So that is the idea there. Lakers app asks, can they add pop-out video when closing the app feature, like the in-app feature added? Yes. This has been one that's been requested. This is actually already in Canny. So if you search this in Canny, you will find it. Hit it with an upvote. For those of you that haven't noticed as well, Lakers app called this out. We've already done this in-app. So if you're in a room and then head back to Discovery, you will actually still have sort of that miniature version of the room that you left in the bottom right corner of your screen. So Lakers app asking for us to implement a similar version for when you leave the Playback app and go into a different app. Completely understand it. Something that we certainly want to add, something that's been suggested. So hit it with an upvote in the canny if it's something that you want to see. Urkel, Big Booty Stan! What's going on? My favorite username on the platform. What's going on, Urkel Big Booty Stan? Any other questions in chats? All right. Well, I didn't quite get you guys 30 minutes back on your Thursday afternoon, but I will get you guys about 20 minutes back. Rayvon, hit me with the comment one more time in chat. Hit me with the comment before we jump. John Doe asks, how did you get involved with Playback? John Doe, I was an alpha tester of the app back when it was a desktop app. So a little Playback lore for those of you that don't know. Playback really started during COVID. First real like use case for Playback was as a browser extension. So if you were watching like a game on YouTube TV, it would basically like recommend like games to you, highlights to you, things like that. That's really like the first iteration of what Playback was. During COVID, people started using Zoom a lot for like, to watch TV together remotely, things like that. So that's when the Playback team at that time pivoted to more of like a watch together use case. Back then, the biggest power users of the app were actually this long distance couple that would watch How I Met Your Mother together a few times a week. Pretty cute, good to see, but not incredibly scalable. So I actually got reached out to a friend and college grad that was sort of working with the Playback team at that point in time. He said, listen, they're really focused on sports or want to focus on sports. I know you're a sports junkie. Do you want to be an alpha tester of the app? These guys, they also graduated college with us. So I was like, hell yeah, sign me up. So yeah, I started using the desktop app. At that time, I was doing a golf podcast. So I really wanted to, and this is why Big Rig knows, I really want golf. I really wanted to watch golf with my community, specifically the cut. So in golf, we have what's called the cut sweat. So there are 4 rounds in a golf tournament, but after the second round, there's what's called the cut, where basically half the field is eliminated from the tournament. And for folks that are sports betting or doing daily fantasy sports or something like that, it's a really high leverage, high sweat moment, right? So I thought it'd be really cool if we could use this product to actually watch the golf tournaments together. So one thing led to another. We brought our guy Sam on, who does the Light Years podcast for the Golden State Warriors. Sort of really tested with the NBA space in his community first, watching live Warriors games. Sort of one thing turned into another, and that sort of that's when the first version of like the product as you guys know it today was born. Sam and I came on as consultants first, then came on full time, and sort of the rest is history. So appreciate the question, John Doe. But that's a little bit of Playback lore for those of you that maybe don't know how we got started, sort of what our journey has been thus far. And then it was Rayvon. There's a glitch when you check the names of people in the viewer list on the left. The further you scroll, it glitches out. Rayvon, do me a favor. Send this because this is not one I've seen. Send us an email just with this outlined to support@playback.tv. We're going to have our dev team take a look at that. That should not be happening, and I have not seen that bug reported. So appreciate you reporting that. Playback coming back, says T-Vols. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So it's already set up for the NBA. There's a lot of dev work actually that goes into getting Playbot to work in the way it does. As you guys can probably imagine, it's a pretty cool tool. So getting it, stood up for the MLB, a bit more difficult than maybe it might be expected. And as we work on really the number one priority, which is this, Playback 2.0 creator studio tooling, we've sort of pushed that stuff a bit to the background, but you'll see it come right back to the forefront once we get the Creator Studio rolled out for you. Yeah, Adam got picks. Also, if you could send an email to us at support@playback.tv, certainly we'll take a look at that bug that you're experiencing. All right. With that, I'll give you all 20 minutes of your Thursday back. Again, reminder, we do this every single week over here. This week on Playback, I believe we might get started a bit earlier next week, so be on the lookout for a message from me. I will be playing my member guest out here in Oregon with some of our guys over at the land. So hopefully I hit them straight, and I do think we will get started a little bit earlier. But I will send out a notification. I will send out some messaging on that if we will get started earlier. If not, we will still be here, playback.tv/playback next Thursday, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. My TWAP gods, I appreciate you. For those of you that joined for the first time, let's go. Stick with us. I'll see you next Thursday. I'm your guy, BTow. I'll check y'all later. Peace.